Greetings everyone, my name is Etterville, and welcome back to my Let's Play of Mega Man Maker. In this weekly morning live stream, I'll be focusing on a combination of Veersmith levels, ideally focusing on stuff added with the latest update, discussing game-related topics, and afterwards, showcasing art posted on the Discord server. I'm glad to see you're all back. Jedok, Balloon Boy, Mike Gaming, Sunflora, Raccoon, Hyperfan, Popcorn Master, Paul, Really Not Kira, and Salty if they show up. Nice to see you all this week. We got a lot more levels compared to last one, I'll say that. And thank you for subscribing, Balloon Boy. I tend to kind of follow a similar trend too, where if I like a decent number of the creators' video output, I will subscribe to them. That's fine, Kira. That happens. Might as well check some of the levels in the most popular queue just to see. Also, congrats to Glockstar for last week. This was a genuinely good stage. This was a genuinely fun stage, and it deserves to be on the most popular queue. Well, it more than just deserves to be on the most popular queue, it's a good level. I'm referring to this one, that crushing feeling. Good job. So first on today's lineup is Andy's Room by Oscar, 122 plays and a score of 46. Away we go. Let me guess, Andy's Room from one of the Toy Story games? Probably the one on the Genesis. Or is it Sega CD? Guess we're taking a top shelf route. I would have more fond memories and recognizations on this stage if I actually played Toy Story. Oops. Will that owl ever reach me? Nope. They simply flew away and gave up. There's a very different route downstairs. Oh, congrats, Kira! Oh. Okay, let's see what's downstairs. Hey, freebie tank. Don't mind me, dog. Let me through. Ow, ow. The bottom round is more combat heavy. Oh yeah, I now have better weapons to deal with you. There are already two decent weapons to deal with you in base W, but here there's far more. Thank you for the crash warning. Thank you, Balloon Boy. Your level will be the 10th on the queue. Yeah, today we're gonna be a bit packed, so I'm gonna have to be a bit brisk. I want to warn you, I may not be able to get all the levels this time around. Just as an FYI. Actually, you know what? Due to time constraints, I'm gonna push the next level by Oscar a little bit later. Because I want to do at least round robin. On other news, how's the week in gaming been? Any game-related topics you want to discuss? Any interesting titles you played, or any titles you played this week we should talk about? Any games you're looking forward to that have been released or will be releasing soon? Hey, Galaxy. That is true, Kira. Usually most of the toys are on the ground in kids' rooms. I understand that, Balloon Boy. Some level paths can be quite lengthy. You know, this saga recreation was a decent length, I suppose. But unless I played the original game, this feels kind of empty and bleh. That's the problem with many of these recreations. They may be accurate to the OG one, but they don't necessarily take into account Mega Man's gameplay style. Or in this case it does, but it's like it's missing the sauce. Okay, I rejigged the qubit so I can more likely get to everybody, round robin style. So that means second up is Mega Man 2 only level Crash, Crush, and Conveyor by Nuclear Stomp. 36 plays, score 12. Oh, Mega Man Maverick? I played the demo of it, a whiles back, actually. When it was just the Roadmaster stages. I had a bit of a critique about the overall level flow and speed, so... yeah, I wish there was a dash button too. Maybe they'll fix that. Is the game complete, by the way? Thank you, Pickup. You forced me to tank a hit. No, it's still an alpha. Okay. It's a good call though. I did cover the demo a whiles back, like a real whiles back, but I never edited the video. I never posted the edited version because it's gonna require a lot of editing. It was like a 3-hour long stream. I'd rather edit and post a video of Mega Man Heavenfall first, although that's gonna require a lot of editing too. But yeah, when they eventually come out, I'll definitely live stream them. Don't you worry. Oh, whoops. Well, that hurt. Oh no. Maybe not, actually. Drop rate not being kind today. At least for this particular level. Thanks! Yeah, I appreciate we have a mostly playable demo. Okay. Woodman in this arena. Interesting. Yeah, I took too much damage. Yeah, let the creator cook. I'll graciously be waiting for it. We already have plenty of Mega Man fan games coming out this year. Like another major ones, a major Mega Man X fan game, rarity as they are, is coming out later this year, next month I believe. One more. Or two more, really. Ah, that was cutting it a bit close. Mega Man Resurgence was the name? Mega Man X Resurgence? Let me see, I do have the name stashed away. Let's see. Mega Man X Regenesis might be. It's releasing on August 17, 2026, so... One, two, three... In about 3 weeks. And I know it releases on a Monday, but I'm gonna be streaming on that Monday. Because the release of a custom Mega Man X game with no, like, mostly no returning Mavericks is... Mostly to no returning Mavericks is such a major thing that I don't want to skip it. And then of course we also have X-File Nightmare still in constant development. Or consistent development, so it's cool. You know, for a Mega Man 2 level, I think it's fairly solid. It is a bit more Fortress level-y in terms of assuming you've already seen the Crash Crusher and conveyors. But it works. It would be like a better ROM hack-like level. Oh. Number 3 up is Pokey Means Business, Mega Man Maker cover by Manubi, 75 plays and a score of 38. This is a song level, so I'm gonna be silent. Nice. This covers the first part of the track before we get into the heavy metal verses. I can see why they warned me about the game lagging because I did notice a slowdown as well. As a fully music-based level, yeah, thumbs up. I'm probably going to see a bunch more of them throughout my playthrough. Impressive. Board up is The Sunken Shipyard of the Bone Gang by PJ the Human. Wait, before I cover that, hang on. Did this have any NSF replacements? Yes, it did. Hang on. Okay. Board up is The Sunken Shipyard of the Bone Gang by PJ the Human. 21 plays and a score of 5. Yeah, really happy for Bloon. I'm cautiously optimistic. Ooh, Castlevania. The collapsing pillar is right in the middle of the ship. Sure. The closest thing we had to this before Maker added this particular gimmick was using a series of gyro blocks. Fast D, mateys. Oh look, a melee enemy that can actually challenge Roll's broom dominance. Into the bowels of the ship we travel. Hey Buster! We're Mega Man Makering. Overall, it's been a pleasant week in terms of gaming. I've been playing more Abiotic Factor, as I mentioned, collabing with Mega Team out for some stuff, and looking forward to release of fan games, certain other projects, and the Sonic Amateur Games Expo 2026 coming out later in about 2 or 3 months. 2 months. To those watching who is working on a project they want to be featured there, you may want to get a move on for submitting your initial submission and trailer. Can. As a reminder, I'll try covering all to almost all bits of Mega Man content submitted there. Well, when I say content, I mean fan games and fan projects. I'm not going to cover every single Mega Man cameo. So that, yeah. And if you have any recommendations for any stage entries when they come up, let me know. I'm gonna be an official streamer for that. Oh gosh, that was a long jump. Like, I guesstimate there'll be at least 2 or 3 Mega Man fan games featured there. Remember, even small projects that are like 1 level long are appreciated at Sage. And hopefully this time I'm able to expedite some of the gaps in between the projects so I can go through them faster. Like, unlike what I do for Let's Rides here, I'll try shortening the amount of time I summarize the game at the end, so instead of spending like 5-10 minutes summarizing things, I'm gonna spend like maybe 2 or 3 minutes at tops. Barring special occasions like the ending. And remember, don't just watch me as a sage streamer, please watch other people too. I'm not the only one that's gonna be covering Mega Man fan games. And even if you're not interested in Mega Man fan games or the Omnipresent Sonic fan games, there are plenty of other interesting original projects to check out there. Oh, I like that too, Buster. Sorry. Why have a route leading down there if it's just instant death, PJ? Block it off then. It really looks like a route split to me. Okay, I'll take this stat. Remember, that 3-week deadline is for at least your first initial submission. You can still post updates to that before. You can still post updates from that submission deadline to the final to Sage's opening day. You just have to get the initial build in, the initial I guess preview build. But yeah, I believe you can do it. Like, if you can't get your other project in time, at least get Megamet. Not Megamet, I'm sorry, I'm confusing my projects around. Not Megamet, DOS Remake. Oh no! We'll see. I mean, it'd be a shame if DOS Remake doesn't at least get one showing at Sage. I feel that's one of the things it needs for. I think that's one of the things it needs for better playtesting. An audience of people who don't necessarily have played the original or familiar with the original. Okay, route split. But I understand that. Not falling for the same trick as before. Oh gosh. Was waiting for one of these sections to eventually show up. Let me in, let me in! Whew. That was a nice climactic finish. Hello, Shovel Knight. Do I have my... No, I don't. I'm dead. What's the situation with DOS Remake? Looks like you'll survive. Ah, I see. You can speedrun, but not all artists can. And same applies to musicians. At first I thought it was but as the stage started to more heavily use the pillars, it became more interesting. Gotcha, Buster. Thank you for the update on those fronts. Now, overall, I think this is a decent use of the new power-teamed assets, and especially the collapsing pillar. Would have liked to see it used. I would have liked to see it paired with the gyro blocks. Fifth up is... Wait, hang on a sec. I have to retitle this. Fifth up is A Blizzard for Summer by I Will Win, 56 plays and a score of 20. Take your time then. Wait. Pays to go back and check. I can live without the E-Tank, but the charge shots can be way more important. If we're following the previous trend... how do I reach that? Did I need the count bomb? No, never mind. Oh look, it's Christmas in July. I know from the previous stage I missed 2 secrets or something like that. Okay. How are we gonna do this? Oh wait, I need to be on the left side before it goes. Splendid. Maybe Darkfin. How long is the estimated time? You're good on the Blade Man intro front? That's good. And move back with the orange key. Contest level 25 screen. Oh, it's for the machine gun from Cave Story. Sure thing. I'll add to the end of the queue. I'm currently on level 5 of what's now 10 levels in the queue. We can probably do it. And I will say that this week the overall level quality has been decent. Suddenly, silence. I don't know if we're gonna have a level as good as last week's best level, the one with the crushing. I don't know if the best level this week is gonna be as good as last week's that crushing level by that crushing feeling by Glockstar / LD Spade. That level got on the most popular queue, deservedly so this time. I'm being assailed by submarines. Cool idea to have the markers like this. That's very helpful. Oh. Oh! Okay, it's not instant death. Most of these will just have you fall into the abyss. Instead, it's just a reset to the start of the room. Alright, take 2 of this. Can I just jump on top of that? Yes, I can. That's what I should have been doing all this time. Go me. That's why I failed that jump several times. Oh, Ken and Joe. Hi. This is, I think, the first time I've seen an actual stage. This stage is lengthier and gimmickier than I expected, and I approve. Sure, maybe lengthier, but it's not overstaying its welcome. Oh yeah, also, if you're trying to send messages, if you're trying to DM me some messages, I will win. Please do it on, please do it on either Twitch. I can't really see Discord DMs right now. It's a stage that, while it doesn't require you to think too much, it does require you to think a little bit. And that already puts it above the many other levels from Maker. Thank you. Oh my goodness, I forgot this would actually be one route. Oops. And now the water rises. Allow me to return to the section, take a hit from the Cannon Joe, and climb up that ledge. Or rather, take the slide path through here. And now I can go up here thanks to the icicle. I'm guessing go down here now. Oh, it doesn't matter, actually. You only started 2 levels before the W update happened. Halfway done, it'll take time. Hey, Sylv. The Stingus. I agree with that position, Balloon Boy. Because I have free will, I'm gonna say set. But Aqua's a close second. Okay, where do I go from here? Clearly they want me to have it too. Ah, okay. I see the mistake I made. Push it here. Activate this. Take out the Cannon Joe. And now I can slide through. And activate this at the same time. I like it when we have these windy stages that loop back into themselves. Can't reach. Oops. I didn't see that below. I'm, welp. Oopsies. Oh. Oh, yeah. We're going on this elaborate side route so we can actually get the fire. I kind of forgot what was the point of this whole sidetrack. Well... This is for later, I hope. I do wish there was a way I wouldn't get soft locked there. Back here. And back here. Yeah, I appreciate the whininess in the terms of you're going through similar areas as before. Thanks, I didn't expect it to work like that, but sure. I don't think I was supposed to be able to do it this way, but sure. I appreciate when we go through the similar areas, but with an important distinction like this. Like resetting the water level. I will comment on your comment, Buster, just give me a moment. Alright, down, down, down. Oh, I could have just shot the switch and it reset. Is that what you're saying? Alright, we made it. I think of all the levels I've seen so far, which is 5 of them to be honest, I think this is the best designed one in terms of the usage of mechanics and level design. It's a level that actually stops and forces you to think a bit, and doesn't just have a straightforward point A to point B progression. Oops, I thought I jumped high enough. You may want to increase the checkpointing a little bit, but as it stands right now, it's fine, I guess. And with how many moving assets there are here, it may lag weaker computers. Ah, I pressed jump, it didn't... I tried doing slide jump, but the jump didn't... I haven't, Sylph. I've seen a mention of it, but I haven't really looked at it. Sorry, not really interested right now. Oh yeah, and we're back here now, after spending like 10 minutes on that side route. If this had more non-linearity, I wouldn't be opposed to calling this like a Zelda dungeon or Zelda-esque area, or even a Metroidvania. I hope this is enough. Okay, yeah, turn this on. It'd be embarrassing if I just missed a special weapon and had to go through that entire area again. All aboard! Just moving the gondolas, I guess. Oh gosh. Well, at least the rebound striker isn't too much of a problem if the ceiling doesn't exist. Be gone. Yeah, best level of the week. And I dare say, It's not quite in the same way. I don't like it in the same way as like that crushing feeling from last week. I think that was more immaculately designed and concise to its mechanics. This one's a little bit more messy as it tries to use more mechanics and mush them together. But I think that refinement fusion is fairly well. I think this could be cut down for by 5 minutes and be more concise and tight designed. As it stands now, I'll give it a thumbs up. Alright, let me comment in reverse order. The Hyperfan, okay, yeah. Just hit the switch again. Yeah, it is very different from Blizzard Man's stage. Like, it may use the same aesthetic as some of the mechanics, but it's plays out and progresses way differently. I wouldn't call Halo generic, really, in terms of the first-person shooters. That'd be more like COD. Most of the COD games. Anyways, let's do this in reverse. Let's go back here to what Buster said. Yeah, to Balloon Boy, I agree with that. That's why I tend to be more positive on most of the games I cover. And if I really don't like a game, I'll stop covering it or stop sampling unless people really want me to see it. I don't know how optimistic I am, but sometimes I would like to take a break from all this heat. Yeah, I can't wait until the RAM and graphics cards are actually cheap again. With the over-influx of everything, the price is gonna come crashing down. I don't think all the AAA game companies are gonna fail, but like all of most of them, at this rate. But it's like I liken it somewhat to a forest. The tallest trees die out, and they allow the smaller and medium-sized trees next to them to get more sunlight and nutrients. But yeah, the market is unhealthy as it's been for the last few years, but it's even more unhealthy. I can't wait for more small or medium creators to get their time in the spotlight. Man, I have many thoughts about the whole Focus M meme, but I'll save those for later. Yeah, Strikeman was playing as he was throwing snowballs at us. I'm not really into first third-person shooters either, unless they're specifically like a boomer shooter or quote-unquote retro shooter, or they have something else going for them. It's kind of funny because for its time, especially when it's released, it was not generic. So like leaps and... It was a leaps and bound, okay, maybe exaggerating, successor to Marathon. And it kind of tried to needle between the quote-unquote modern FPSs at the time, Modern Warfare FPS at the time, and the more classic ones. I mean, yeah, if you're gonna play Halo, just play the OG games, or the Master Chief Collection. Like, do we really need another remaster? There are some games that desperately need remasters or even remakes. I wouldn't say Halo is one of them. I played Borderlands 2 and I quite enjoyed it. Oh, I didn't fully beat it though because all the DLCs and extra content, but I quite enjoy it. And I will be playing pre-sequel eventually. A fort? Raven's Nest? Do you mean Raven Software? As in the developers behind Heretic and Hexen? Yeah, the writing is the writing is what makes Borderlands polarizing. I think I think Tree's writing is kind of atrocious and doesn't understand what made 2 like 2 has its fans of the writing. Tree doesn't really. It doesn't understand what made 2 and pre-sequel's writings funny to a lot of people. And to me at least, while Borderlands 2's writing is hit or miss, especially with its comedy, I understand what it was going for. Tree feels like it just jumped off a cliff. And the subtle requirement to rotate gear, I'm fine with that. I like playing ARPGs and stuff like that, but that's subjective. Like, let me put it this way. I know that Borderlands 1, 2, and pre-sequels writings can be an acquired taste and are very specific targeting audience. The problem with Tree, I haven't seen enough for to make judgments of that. The problem with Tree's writing is that it dialed down the wrong direction and now alienated the people who like 2 and pre-sequels writings. Oh, Raven's Nest as in Armored Core the OG. I actually played Kingsfield. Okay, I actually played the original English Kingsfield, aka Kingsfield 2 from Japan. I had to play with enhancements because it was giving me motion sickness, I'll just say that. It's interesting to see where From Software came from. As for Armored Core, I do need to try out that series. Armored Core is one of those games that, because they're old, especially with the older titles, they're old enough to the point where you could justify having a remake. Or at the very least a remaster. Like, sure, if a game was released 20 or 25 years ago, I think it's fine if it gets a remake, if someone announces a remake for it. I guess a bit more irksome if a game was released in the last 5 or 10 years and they announce a remake for it. And bad describes it, the Buster. Pitchford had to get involved. Couldn't just stay in the executive room. When I say like 20 or 30 years, that I'm saying that based off of more like what console or system was it released for. I'm using that as a shorthand for that, but thank you for putting that on the spot for that. Like, the original Armored Core was released for the PS1, and because it's like, it also kind of suffers from first game in the series syndrome, and you know, PSX era jank. And as technology has been as technology and limitations have been lifted, I feel like games that are released in the current era will not require remakes as much as the ones that have done in eras time memorial, decades ago. Like I dare say the tech between now and let's say the PSX era has advanced leaps and leaps and bounds, so better justification for that, but unless there are some major breakthroughs in something like VR technology or AR or whatever the new big thing is, I don't think 20 years from now, I don't think we'll need remakes of the games released nowadays 20 years later. What was the last 15 years? Let's see, I'll make it like 2010. 2010 2010s would be Xbox 360, Wii, and PS3. Yeah, that is the point where we start to get cutoffs. Remasters are a different story. I don't think we needed a Horizon Zero Dawn remaster either. Lego Horizon Zero Dawn was a different thing, but yeah, that's another different story. But yeah, if we're going strictly by time and technology, yeah, about the early 2010s is like a cutoff period for me. That being said, if we could still have remakes for it, especially if the developers have more time and budget or want to make some fundamental differences. Note that I'm talking about remakes, not remasters. Remasters can be things like better audio, or better graphical fidelity, or better options, and or releasing on different systems. Anyways, thank you for listening to my next TED Talk. Let's actually continue the adventure. Sixth stop is Blade Master Cinder Parade, Ignito, Work in Progress by Mike Gamer, 9 play, score 3. Ooh, slash. Introducing Burner Man and his ultimate fate. Whoa, glitchy. Just to make sure I received it, Andrew, can you resubmit the level ID? Just want to make sure of something. That's the unfortunate thing. Right now, the main projects that can actually benefit from the increased level of technological progress is probably... well, even the big studios do benefit from it, but, well, time and budget restrictions affect everything, including indie projects. The problem is when things start getting rushed to no end, and we have arbitrary deadlines, crunch times, etc. Nice water. And it's only gonna get worse until, and the whole thing about good developers with experience, expertise getting laid off, it's gonna get worse until the studios realize that, oh wait, that's a dead pit, until they realize that, oh wait, they ran out of good developers, and trying to rely only on contracts is gonna result in some problems. The most flagrant example of the layoff of expertise happened with id Software. Like, man, that was such a disappointment to see. Oh, certainly. Or the people who made it so that Doom 2016 can run on so many different platforms and at such low settings and still look good. I don't think Starfield is a good game, but I appreciate they were able to make it run on multiple different platforms. And don't get me wrong, I think we need to teach people from being amateurs into becoming pros. Like, we need progress. Like, no expert lives forever, and we need to teach the less experienced folks in becoming experts. And it's not just interns, Buster, it's worse than that. It's contractors. Who have less loyalty, who inherently will have less loyalty to the project because they'll be laid off after the job is done. And it sucks because a lot of those contractors would be happy to take more permanent jobs. And then, of course, we get into the whole problem. We moved from hiring only interns, mainly only interns, to hiring contractors, and now trying to replace them with Gen AI when, it's clearly not working, and it's only going to get worse as the technical debt keeps piling up. I'm sorry I'm talking about our things while covering to your level, Michael. I'll say this. Visually, it's stunning. I like the variety of assets you're using with the foreground and backgrounds. Like, when we're underwater and now we're in the temple, they're beautiful. I thought Iowa Wind's level was decent looking enough. I said that Iowa Wind's level looked decent enough, but this one, it has a more diverse blend of assets, visually. So you went in that. Now, it has been for a few years, Paul. But alas, the people who need to hear it aren't listening. Oh yeah, work in progress, so this is the end. Man, internally in Epic, I strongly believe there are many folks who are screaming, "Don't go in the direction that UE6 had with the announcement," but of course, their concerns were paid over. Oh no, it will pop, Balloon Boy. The only way it won't pop is with several miracles, or extreme subsidization, but even that latter one can't last forever. Eventually, reality will come knocking, and you can't fight that. The whole point of this technology is to reduce costs by basically reducing the worker count. Now, if this technology was actually profitable, I'd be worried. But as it's been made very, 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 very apparent, it isn't, and that's what gives me hope. Oh yeah, and what Bus was referring to is also another bucket of worms about the whole cyclical amount of money traveling. There's the whole thing about the imaginary and real money cycling between the companies in a very cyclical fashion that, frankly, cannot support itself. It's like a house of cards. Is the level good? Visually speaking, yes. Level design-wise, it's alright. I'd rather waste cash on actual people than unthinking, unfeeling, and frankly stupid machines. Is reality even real? Does it matter? I'm not doing anything to delete any IDs, Andrew. YouTube is just eating the ID for some reason. Could you post the ID one number at a time? I did door. I sampled it for about 10 minutes, but then I had to exit out early because it was taking too long, and I didn't want to trial error a level. Oh, certainly, Buster. People still buy food made by people. And this will be true of video games and other forms of media. I just hope that enough of those human-made pieces of work are able to rise to the occasion and continue to be made in a somewhat consistent fashion. And unlike the post-industrial food production, Gen AI has less of a future. It basically has no future outside of experimentation in a lab. I'm sorry. Outside of very, very specific use cases, it's frankly a step back from the machine learning algorithms of the past day era. Thank you, Self. I think. Let me see if I did that one before. The level you submitted itself got removed. Sure, Door. Alright, Balloon Boy, your level is... You already have a level on the queue, by the way. But I'll take it. Hi, Eric. Welcome to the stream. You don't need to say hi 3 times. We can only send 2 level IDs per stream, yes, but I tend to cover levels in round-robin fashion, so if I run out of time, well, next one will be covered next week. Search for this. I'll cover this a bit later, but if I have time. But thank you for posting this. This will be 12. Andrew's, for some reason Discord's eating Andrew's level ID. I mean YouTube is. How's this? No level found, Sylv. Please try again. Yeah, that's the funny thing, Sylv. You posted an entirely random ID twice. Both of them don't refer to stages that actually exist, and it went true. Yeah, the universal end state of unregulated capitalism. It will consume itself. Or Boris. Alright, 7th up is Sushi Dine by Jinox74, 48 plays and a score of 15. Alright, number 3. Let's see if Sylv actually hits something this time. You hit something, yeah. Like, I have many issues with the way the machine learning algorithms of the last era, I say last era as in a few years ago, worked, but at least they worked more consistently than what companies are trying to do nowadays. Like, search used to be far better just 5 years ago. Oh well, at least we can rely on human-made art and works. And frankly, in addition to relying on it, our job as people who... I feel like one of my jobs as an influencer is to highlight these human-created works of art. And actually signal boost them and explain just why I like them. Like sometimes, or often, I feel like I don't explain why I enjoyed the pieces of work I enjoy so much. And that kind of is a news. That's unfortunate. Like, one of the things that creators really enjoy is actually seeing people comment on their works, or get some sort of feedback or affirmation that people are actually seeing their stuff. I know I do, for example. This is why I'm trying to do a more honest effort to actually leave comments on the stuff I read or play through. Read, watch, or play through. Like, there are many works that have quite a bit of effort put into them, but have little to no comments. I don't even care. I'm not even talking about the detailed comments, but even stuff like, "Oh, hey, I like this," or "Hey, this part of the action where character A did X action, that was my favorite part." Even small comments like that can be really helpful. Oh gosh. At first I thought there was some sort of lava. Ouch. No, I wanted that. Thank you, Andrew. Let me just write it in now before YouTube decides to consume something. Thank you, Andrew. Yeah, the thing is that LMMs will do that faster. It's like an accelerated view case of that. Well, and part of the reason is because, well, humans aren't as directly on board. But thank you for listening to our rant about... Thank you for listening to our latest rant on Gen AI stuff crapifying the market. This is why I keep asking... This is one of the reasons why I ask you every week, what media did you enjoy watching or perusing through? Because that's one way to get recommendations for stuff. And frankly, I should actually be playing more games than just Mega Man. Is this the dessert? I guess that's the onigiri. And on that note, yes. Next year I will be doing Mega Man again. Specifically for the Mega Man X games. X1 through X8. Will I include Extreme 2? I'll think about that. Round 2, this time with Burning Sands. Oh, this music track doesn't feel like it fits. Slicing through shrimp. Char should always... What? Wait. Hang on, I'm getting... One sec, The charge shot always dealt 3 damage, yeah. Well, not always, but I'm assuming you're talking about W base history. Just use Wix or a website builder door. They're simpler, straightforward, and there's less chance of going to LMFRE. Assuming that Wix hasn't just been taken over by a Gen AI slop, in which case I retract that. use WordPress then, I guess. Well, what type of blogger do you want to use? What type of blog do you want actually? If you want webcomics, there's a host of webcomic services you can try, free webcomic services you can try making use of. Unfortunately, in this era, trying to put everything in one site is difficult. I was gonna recommend using Linktree, but well, you look up the whole drama about that. Command Mission, okay, I already covered Extreme 1, Extreme 2 is a maybe. Command Mission is gonna be its own thing. It's gonna be too long. X-Over, I don't know if I can actually even play X-Over. So there's another way of getting to Cutman X8. You can also just try getting top. You can also just consistently get top ranks in Optic Sunflower, depending on which version you're playing. No. I'll say this, in this current era, do not rely on only one website. Rely on multiple. You know, don't put all of your eggs in one basket. I wouldn't exactly say the hard part is necessarily designing on paper, but I will say this, in the long run, it's better if you learn to do it's better if you go through it's better if you ask people for help and go through that process yourself. That way you won't have to go back to the LM machines to figure out what went wrong later on if you want to change things. Even if you own the basket, it's nice to have backups for other baskets. There's still free there's still free website hosting services. Unless you expect your site to be really popular, have a lot of stuff coming in, you don't really need to use the paid services. Start small and work your way up. Oh no! Oh my goodness. Oh, thank you. I think people overestimate how difficult basic coding is, or basic software development is. Like, what I would suggest doing is just... I understand wanting to host everything yourself and have more safety and security that way, but I feel... unless you really want to dedicate yourself to that, it's better to use multiple sites and stitch them together. Like, combine your blog, use a free blog hosting service and pair it with a free comic hosting service. And link the two together. Yes, it's not going to be as seamless as just hosting everything yourself, but it's going to be a lot cheaper, and then you can move on to that type if it becomes popular enough. I can ask some acquaintances about this problem and see what they say. Burger. So yeah, the food stage. Once again I got distracted by the chat. Sorry. Gosh, we can't enjoy a delicious meal. I mean, I'll say this, despite me and Buster disagreeing on the difficulty, we agree on the final decision of please, get help from others, work on it, learn the process yourself. And I'll say that, unless you really want to go for the route of hosting it yourself, just use free hosting services and stitch them together. Or link to them together. In this climate, you can't always get everything you want. Sometimes you have to make do with what you have. Oh no. Angry customer. Okay, Aqua, it's your bedtime now. Man, I love Aqua and Seth's dynamic. And now, head chef. Oh gosh. Water shield. Okay, let me start paying attention to the game again. Oh, okay. That's nice. No! Heal, heal, heal. Thank you. That was close. No, it's supposed to be like a deli or a sushi dinery. That's fine. But with the limited size of the tiles, sometimes it can get a bit confusing. Okay. If I have time, sure, Dawson. We have a bit of a packed queue this week. I'll try at least getting to Doriko's level. We shall see. Okay. I'm noting down the time. Yeah, sushi restaurant that serve burgers. The economy sucks that they're forced to do it. I has returned. Let's see what we got. Hey Manubi, thank you for submitting your level. It was pretty cool. As for the last discussion, I'll ask some acquaintances about the whole situation, Dorb, and see if I can get back to you. I don't think it'll take 4 years because I don't think your site, especially as a personal one, will require that much development. It's not that... Unless you're going through something that's a very interactive or very visually intensive site, or visually complex, at most it requires like several months. Assuming you have the time, like if you're split between, well, work and stuff, I can see that being more of a problem. But let's say enough on that point. I'll see if I can get back to you next week. Anyways, let's continue. 8 up is Forte's Revenge, Wily Castle 1 by Para Zero, 17th place in the score of 5. Hello, Lekman. Just streaming stuff that's based off of the summer update. Oh, missile. Overall, it's been a good update. Now, can I stop hugging enemies? That'd be really appreciated. And some healing would be nice. Oh my gosh. Sure. I'll take I would prefer to have a little bit more. Wait a sec. Not how I'd hope it'd work, but sure. That'll do. I do need to eventually play Cave Story on the channel. Ideally the OG version, maybe with Plus's graphics. Yeah, shoot that. Alright, comments. Thank you, Kira. Wait. Alright, right. I thought that was spikes. Sorry. I was trying to find a conveyor belt, but only completely missed this one. All shall fall to the tundra storm. How willing am I to play TF2 again? Fairly. Tundra storm. I'd be happy to do a zipline map if we have time. Oh, certainly, door. And the machine gun. I mean, the most surprising addition of the bonus summer update was was more so the first fan game crossover content, which was one of the earliest things that was deconfirmed ever since 1.0, but considering that's changed, that opens up a whole new realm of possibilities. Like, as much as I like the original classic game, as much as I quite enjoyed the original classic games, there are a lot of cool concepts that were introduced in the fan games that I wish were in this engine. I'm not really willing to play the TF2 this weekend because I want to get back to W and actually this time around, for reals this time, showcase roguelike mode. But when that update eventually comes out, sure. I am really... MVM is one of my favorite modes of TF2. I just wish we had some more updates to the base game. Ah, sure, like man, go ahead. Yeah, I'm gonna use special weapons for this. This is taking too long. Not the fun kind, either. Oh no. This is not good. Ah! I thought it was gonna be a little bit... Oh, wait, messages. Although, that being said, when I talk about fan game crossover content, I do want Maker's focus to be on the canon content, though. It's nice to have these little asides with other fan games, but that should not be the main focus of Maker. Charlie Bracer quote? I'm still up in the air. Do you think they're collab with Unlimited? Probably not. You know, if we're talking about new characters to be added, I want them to add, for example, the main cast from Powered Up. Do that first, because they are already featured earlier. I agree with that point, Balloon Boy. Armine kills him instantly. And to be fair, Maker has added stuff from other games that aren't even related to Mega Man. Lol. So how do we fillet a fish? We slash him, of course. Look who's here. Oh hey, Fort. Can I ask you a favor? No. But Roll got rebuilt too. Replace you. Fine. I save her. Thank you. And then I date her. Wait a minute. Okay, I like that intermission. Oh no. Okay, okay, that aside was hilarious. Darkman disguising themselves as Roll. They would have to make new sprites for all of them, yeah. Okay, that's hilarious. That's an hilarious ending to the stage. I like that. Thank you. Sorry, I'm easy to make laugh. If there's gonna be more fan game crossover content with this game, it's most likely gonna be Arena. But stranger things have happened. Yeah, Maker's point is to make new stuff from the old stuff from the canon games. If we're gonna start including stuff for more fan game crossover content, it is gonna take away from the core concept of the game. I do appreciate them having some crossovers. I mean, Maker's made some stranger crossover things. Like, for example, we had the Hero's Command from Smash Bros. Unlimited. Or the command menu, which is certainly not as retro as the other stuff showcased in Maker up to that point. But I think the main focus should be on the canon games, with a little few asides. Thank you, Kira. I'll cover that next week. Ninth up is Harpyman Plus Intro Stage, Kane Industries by Balloon Boy. 100 plays and a score 49. Nice! I wonder why your stage got popular. Harpyman to start. In the year 20XX, speaking of stuff that isn't even related at all to Mega Man, we got the Uber chain from TF2. Like, you can argue that the Shine and NATO sort of relate to Mega Man because Smash Brothers, but I don't remember there being a crossover with Mega Man and TF2. Unless I missed something. Heck, if you want to be more related, you could sort of argue that Minecraft has more relations to Mega Man because of that somewhat official Mega Man X level pack made in Minecraft, which I do need to actually cover eventually, maybe as an April Fool's. Hey, Tedley. Rocket jumping would be cool. I will say K-Story does have more relation to Mega Man, yeah. I don't know if I'd say K-Story is directly inspired by Mega Man. I didn't quite get the feeling. It felt like it was more inspired by the general jump and shoot platformer shooters. But I could see that at the same time. Oh yeah, as for another example, Perfect Freeze. I don't remember there being an official Mega Man-styled Toho game. Fan game-wise, yes, of course. I know the Perfect Freeze is based off of Mega Mari. And I suppose they added it because they liked it. Like, you are right. We sort of had a fan game crossover weapon before. Kind of. I know the Perfect Freeze was first introduced technically in one of the Toho shmups, as in the OG one. But the way it's used, at least in Maker, is more based on one of Mega Mari, if I recall correctly. The bigger they are, the harder they fall. I mean, technically it's based off the OG game, I think. Well, one of the OG Toho games, and Mega Mario based the perfect freeze off of that. So yeah, correct me on that point. I stand corrected. Yeah, they can, like, man. Please submit it soon because I'm running low on time. I have like 30 minutes left. As an intro stage, this was kind of I don't know. Thank you, and also thank you for that correction, Door. Today I learned. I would suggest saving for next week, Buster. I'm a little bit low on time. Tenth up is Forgotten Flood City by Mr. Darkfin. 48 plays and a score of 12. Ooh, time for our machine gun. I was hoping for a hidden teleporter. Instead, Roll takes a bat. I didn't actually have to raise the water level, but sure. Ooh, even get the kunai. Interesting. So you know what that means. Wait a moment, can I got infinite uses of this. Nope, afraid that's too low. As funny as that would be. I can't sequence break the level. Oh no. Let me up, let me up. Right on. I think this has more DPS, so I went for that. Invisiwater. And now I backtrack through this section. Ten shots. Oh, it even pierces through shields. Well, yeah, it did in the base game too. Curious, what's here? Nothing. You get nothing! It's tough to say once I eventually get to... Well, I'll put it this way, the only way I'm gonna cover Mighty Number 9 is for April Fools. Or someone specifically pays me for that. No, I'm not even covering it for a birthday request, sorry. Not a pillar. Oh, certainly. There's plenty of speedrunner potential with Mighty Number 9. But if you're gonna talk for me to genuinely play a Mighty Number game, it's gonna be Burst. Like, despite its issues, I think I have more fun with that one. I will have more fun with that. Spooky. Recharge faster, please. Oh, I'm dead. I'm not dead. No. I wish I could disable that. Come on, switch! It kept overriding that. I'll have much to say about the custom weapon system, but I'll save that. I've already repeated my points on it here, so I'll only talk about it again when I get to that game. I lost the hidden items. There were hidden items. Got it. I didn't know there were hidden items. This last part was hard enough already. At least because I don't have the experience for using these in tandem. I thought I switched my weapon. When I do eventually use the custom weapon system in Burst, I am gonna make sure to have some weapon diversity and not just make everything ultimate killers. Like, I'll try making them somewhat reminiscent to the robots I defeated, the Mighty Numbers. And yes, I'm gonna be playing as Beck for that. And FYI, I'm gonna be playing as Beck for that. After all, I'll have at least 2 games for Gunvolt. Too low. Will I cover the original will I cover Mighty Gunvolt 0, whatever it's called? Probably not. Burst outshines in almost every front. Oh, that's why I kept phasing through it. Good to know. Thank you for all the information, Sylv. Sadly, I'll probably forget about all of it before we actually cover Burst. I wish I had the broom, especially his roll. Especially one who has a dodge roll. I'm sorry, the dodge roll sucks with roll. It's just a straight... It feels like an almost straight downgrade in most scenarios to the base rolling. Again, her brothers actually get straight upgrades to their abilities on the power-up, but she gets a downgrade. And it still hasn't been resolved even after all these months. Like, she's the only character where one of her power-ups is more of a power down. And you can't just toggle it on or off. Like, if you could just toggle it, I wouldn't have so many problems with it. That way I can conditionally use it in the 5% of scenarios. That way I can conditionally use it in the 1% of scenarios where it comes in handy. Imagine there was a level called Enderman, and the weapon he gives you is a silhouette kunai like the Ender Pearl. That would be neat. Neat combo of the machine gun and the kunai, but I've seen better before. Also, we didn't need the dodge roll for that, it slows down the pacing for the stage. Eleventh up is MMMA Furno Man by Cutman64. 6 play, score of 1, also known as Andrew Hall or Everything Edits. Decorations were decent, I'll say. I'll only accept the first 2 level IDs, Select Man. The only exception is the level pack, but level packs are a little bit of a different category. Oh, shoot. Level packs are a little bit different category and they don't usually cover all of them in one go anyways. I do this because in the past, some level designers decided to send like dozens of level IDs in one go, like 1 or 2 dozen, and that caused issues. For one, it flooded the queue, and it was kind of rude to other people who wanted their levels to be shown. This is why nowadays when I do level streams, or for the past few years, I cover level IDs in a round robin fashion, so at the very least, 1 level is covered from each level designer. They may not necessarily be in the exact same order as they were submitted, from earliest to newest, but at least you get 1 per designer. It used to be more noticeable when you had creators like Magmax or Sean Williams. Man, I kind of miss Sean Williams' damage boosting stages. They'd be neat to play nowadays, especially when paired with stuff like the Uber Chain. Or the Grab Buster. I'll pick the earliest one of that. Well, it certainly was a... Okay, it's not over yet. $18 HP, is it? Please come back down, Phoenix. Never mind, that was only the midway point. Like, the only exception to the 2 per person rule is if the level queue is empty. In which case, sure, I'm willing to bend that. This stage does like the oil enemies. The tar throwing enemies. If only I could freeze the lava. It's a good thing I didn't bring up blues for this. Mega Man sadly looks ahead on that key. Oh, I'll take that, thank you very much. It's not that hard, really. Fireman, hello? You just made the fireman fight even easier, as now there's a dedicated safe zone. Like, you can stand up there and he'll never hit you. For Fireman, you want to have some sort of flat arena, or a way for Fireman to actually hit you horizontally, because in this engine, he can only actually damage you if you're in the horizontal line. That's what I'll call this stage. It was an okay traditional stage, but whatever. It's like a rompy level. Didn't really stand out, but it wasn't bad either. 12th up is Gymnopedy number 1 by Doriko. 35 plays, score 15. I have no idea what that title's referring to, but this is a musical level, so I'll be silent. For context, the Gymnopédies or Troyes Gymnopédies are 3 piano compositions written by French composer and pianist Erik Satie. So yeah, I never heard this before, so I don't really have any connection to it. You can look up what it translates to in English. Like, if you were, I much prefer Porky or Pokey Means Business by Benubi. That was something I recognized as a lot more intense and intricate. You're eating my flesh. No, no, no. I can't mimic his energy, sorry. 13th up is Sewerage of Doom by Soupcan26, 58 plays and a score of 19. Sylph picked a random series of numbers for this ID, so that's why I'm covering this. And it's not extra long, so yeah. You call yourself a hero? I'm not gonna turn this into the flowery quoting stream. I don't have enough energy to fully replicate his style. Oh no! I got flushed away. But yeah, if all goes well, early next year, I will stream Deltarune. I mean, later this year I'm doing Undertale. True Pacifist. Now, Undertale Yellow, that remains to be seen. I want to co-commentate that. Like, I actually haven't played that game, but I know some of the major plot points. Of course I know the true ending. You know, because prologue, prequel to Undertale. Undertale Yellow I'm referring to. But like but most of the story and gameplay and progression, not really. What a predictable creature. Thank you, classic tomfoolery. Funny how it's this week where I get a bunch of levels based on 1.9 and not with the latest update, but not last week. I guess we needed more time to digest it. Okay, I may or may not be able to cover your level, Classic. I don't know how much time I have left. I don't think I have much time left, I mean. So that stage just existed. 14th up is Snake Infested Tower by Dawson. 16 plays, score 0. Tree eyes. Oh. Oh, okay, together. I failed it completely. Go me. Anything else I can extend? No, I can't. So right at the edge. Let's try it again, shall we? Right at the edge. Got it. Watch as the rest of the stage ends up being far easier than this. I keep pointing this fact out because I've seen this song and dance many times before, where there's one part of the stage that is far more challenging than the rest, and the stage ends up being nowhere near as difficult. Okay, let's deal with you first. Thanks. Do I have a blocker? No. In we go. We defeated the vampire guards. You remember your level of robotic army? I'm afraid I don't. Unfortunately, with the thousands of levels I cover, I don't remember most of them unless they are really special or part of a pack. It's like that quote from M. Bison from the Street Fighter movie. It may have been... For me, it was just a Tuesday. Oh no. Yeah, have to just do it. At least it's keeping some level of difficulty, which I appreciate. Let me up. Okay, this is gonna suck. Badly. I didn't have enough time to react. Oh, that's the neat Dawson. No bubbles for me. Ah. Too slow. That is tight. So is this one. Can I dodge this? Yes, but I have to be on the right ladder. Up and at him through the snake tower I travel. Thanks, that's enough dogs for me. That snake position is annoying. You know what? Are you kidding me? I bonked my head against the one little ceiling and it took it. Darn it. Yeah, that one room is a bit of a nuisance because, respawning snakes. Also, if you run out of weapon energy, you're forced to farm here, which is, can be annoying. I had exactly the amount I needed. Yeah, just get up close and personal and start wailing. Just gonna stand here so the snake doesn't respawn. Now let's take 2 on the short route. There, that's what I wanted to do all this time. No checkpoint here though. Oh, cool. That isn't actually hurting me. The fire doesn't actually extend that far. I just want to get out of this section to hit a checkpoint, all things considered. Thank you. Oh, that is very rude. Like, imagine getting to that somewhat treacherous section and now you end up following the spike. I want slime. Okay, I do have the buster, but I do want to save the charge shot for the bosses. It's a cool idea for going to the tower, but the enemy placements can be a bit annoying, especially as I'm lacking a shield weapon. It's more the snake enemies more than anything else which cause a problem because they respawn. And when they spawn back in, as you know, it only takes like less than a second for them to refire their shot. And I don't get any E-tanks, even though this stage would really benefit from having an E-tank. Or more pickups. Like, with the number of enemies we face off against stage, I find it kind of baffling we have a lack of pickups, especially life ones. Other stages which don't have as many enemies or hazards that are damaging, they have way more pickups than this. It's like, it's only because of the snake. It's really only because of the petite snakey is why this stage is difficult. At least I can time this. No E-tanks is a side effect of visually being part of a level pack. Why would I suggest doing... Okay, what I would suggest doing is, at least throughout the stage, after the first checkpoint, have some life pickups. And /or give a shield weapon, and /or reduce the number of petite snakies. The problem with the petite snakies is how fast they refire after respawning. Like, they're the hardest part of the Toadman encounter, especially the ones in the ceiling. And being part of a level pack doesn't necessarily excuse it having not having E-tanks. Okay, now it's a lot easier. When you only have to worry about Toadman and the ball shooters, this fight is so much more straightforward. But when you have to worry about the petite snakies firing at you from those angles, in addition to everything else, it becomes a... yeah. I thought this was going to be somewhat of a straightforward level, but it became more winding because of the positioning. I totally understand why I got the negative votes. If it had more pickups, this would be more reasonable, but the way it is right now, you actually have to be careful about... I know the other... I keep pointing out the petite snakies as they're the biggest bane of my existence. The rest is not actually that much of a problem. One moment, please. See you around, Red Hat Sonic. Anyways, thank you, LD Spade. Also, congratulations to the level reaching the most popular queue. I'm afraid I can't do it as I'm running low on time. I can only really cover this stage and then I have to end off the stream. Compared to last week, we got a glut of new levels. I should have started the stream a bit earlier. But I will cover it early the next week. Anyways, so the 15th and final level of the stream is Hyperfragile by Electman_HG. 87 plays and a score of 31. It's a nice thing to have though, because at least the levels seem like they somewhat stand out from each other. This is why you should be careful. This is why you shouldn't rush your stage development. Like, it's one thing for a level to be featured on the most popular queue. It's another thing for it to actually be good. And your level's the closest to being like that. I had some good critiques about it, but overall, they're kind of like nitpicking in the long run. You did a great job with using the crushers. I would say even a better job than Mega Man W. Focusy. Yeah, I hope it's gonna be a worthy one. And now we backtrack. Okay, decent introduction to that. You may have made your stage fairly straightforward, but the progression is what made it. But the progression and interplay between the different mechanics and stage gimmicks, that's what really made it stand out to me. Four more keys. Like many stages may have straightforward progression, but yours, at least for the difficulty level we're going for, smartly combined the crushers and the other elements in the level. Sorry, because I'm tight. Aha. Though it loops around, that's very convenient. That's smart. That's a smart way to reduce backtracking instead of having to walk all the way past the center to the right end to get those keys on the right. I always keep forgetting that no, they are not solid. No, they're actually solid. You should send more of your older levels to BH. Alright, let's do this backwards then. How close was I? Probably fairly close. Yeah. Alright, let's speedrun this. And to the other side. That should be everything. Let's go. Well, almost everything. Now we got everything. Maybe? Was it really up to 10? I guess so. Which should open the bottom gate now. Yeah, this seems like it's a wordy ending. It's not quite as good as, let's say I Will Win's level, or maybe even part of my PJ to Humans level. But I think it could be a... You know what, actually? I say this is actually up there with PJ's level. As a matter of fact, I think it's a little bit better because it has a more... It has a better handle of what it wants to be as a level. PJ's level felt a little... The one with the pirate ship and the bone enemies, that felt a little bit too unfocused and could have done more with the collapsing platforms, like pair up with the gyro blocks. This one has a stronger idea of what it wants to do with the gyro blocks and the like. Huh? What did that do? With the gyro blocks, teleporters... Ooh. It's like the Chozo statues. The silence was deafening. It's one of the levels I dare say deserves to become popular. Probably a bunch of streamers saw it and enjoyed it, and they signal boosted. I'm guessing the Thunder Beam was an optional weapon. Alright, that's one side. I'm guessing this is the last part of the level. It could have ended a little bit earlier, but I see why they're extending it. Yeah, honestly, we probably could have had this section a bit earlier and cut down other parts of the level. I understand why to make your level last longer, but at the same time, I totally understand the feeling of wanting your people to spend more time in your level, exploring all of its secrets and fully experiencing everything about it. At the same time, there are many other levels to be covered, so we want to have some brevity. Alright, where does this take me? And this takes me back up here. Or not, this is different. Oh my goodness. I'm not sure if I'll make this the most popular. I don't know if I'll make this honorable mention now because I think this is a little bit overstaying its welcome. Maybe if it introduced some new gimmicks, I'd like it a bit more. But right now, I don't think we need this long of a section. Almost every Mega Man streamer played your stage, so yeah, I'll be happy to cover your other levels if they're even half as good as that crushing feeling. That was enough. As an example of a stage that is technically easier but has more collectibles or power life pickups, this level. And this takes me back here. I only needed 16 keys actually, I just took the extra one. I accidentally took the 100% route. So you can speedrun this speed a bit quicker. Time for a rematch. Oh, and by taking the extra one, I can actually fast destroy the boss. Fast scrap, I guess. Thank you for sending your level, Elecman HG. I sort of understand why you use the term hyperfragile, but from a cursory glance, I thought this is going to be one of the stages where I can only afford to take 1 or 2 hits, but not quite. My main problem with the stage is that it goes on for too long. If it ended after the second section, not including the last one where he had to collect the last set of remaining purple keys, I would easily make this my honorable mention. But the way it is right now, especially without more gimmicks being added at the end, I am not comfortable giving it. It overstayed its welcome. Boy, that was more levels than I expected. So, of the 15 Veersmith levels I covered in today's morning stream, my favorite one would be A Blizzard for Summer by I Will Win, with an honorable mention going to The Sunken Shipyard of the Bone Gang by PJ the Human. Good job to you two, and thank you to everybody else who's made your levels to me. It is really appreciated. Let's see if we're gonna have as many Veersmith levels for next week because of the multiple levels I couldn't cover. I'm carrying over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 or 8 levels to next week. Like, you have a cool idea of the stage. Like, I like this much more than the previous level by Dawson. Like, the idea is good, you just need to make it a bit more concise. So when all that's said and done, it's time for the art showcase. Beep boop beep, here are some doodles for you. Beep boop bop. Moving hammer, bubble gunner, mini mega blaster, atom breaker, metal handy, star spiker. Moving thrower, moving hammer, moving blaster, moving magician, moving puncher, moving finger puppet, crossed out text, Mr. Q, Aaron Airborne. Are they from Henry Stickmin? I was originally going to call them Moving Man or something. It's a literal Y2K-like being. What the scrap is happening? Lamau. Colon tree. Ah, that was shorter than I expected. Thank you to everybody who submitted their levels, their art, or simply participated in chat. It's thanks to your continued support why I continue to produce new content for the channels. It's really appreciated. So, if you're enjoying this or any other video or stream I do on the channels, please rate, comment, favorite, and or subscribe, as they all help them out. Don't forget to follow me on Blue Sky and Mastodon as well, and join my Discord server, as I regularly post updates there. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you all tomorrow for the continuation of Mega Man W.